And it did. That's just weird. I don't know why sometimes you go to record and it waits and waits and waits and then says, sorry, someone's going to be kicked out before I can record. But it usually lets them right back in. So uh, Angela should be right back in here shortly. That's weird. I don't know what technical problem, but it's not that unusual. It happens too regularly, I would say, for some weird reason. It's quite not uncommon. Anyways, yeah, I hope you had a great weekend. Saturday we had my grandson's birthday, his second birthday. His birthday was actually the weekend before, which I told you guys last week. But this is when his grandparents and great grandparents from Missouri came down, my son in law's family. So they came down on Saturday, and his little 2-year old friends came, and we went to the park, and they played on all the playground equipment for a while, and then we brought a bubble machine, and they played the bubbles, and made cupcakes and juice boxes and all that good fun stuff. And he opened some presents. I say some because he didn't open all his presents. He doesn't have long of an attention span. He'd open one and look at it, and then he'd see the bubbles go over there, and then he would see somebody else. He would go see them, and then come back, open another one, then go. He still hadn't opened our gift. I don't think we made sure he opened all of his little friends' gifts since they were there and wanted to see him open it. But a lot of the family stuff he hadn't even opened yet. He'll get there. 2-year-olds, short attention span. Well, let's put this up on the screen. I don't want to waste a lot of your time today. Actually, I don't want to waste any of your time, but I'm just stalling to let some more folks get in here so they won't be terribly late. If we look at our grade screen as usual, get past all this matrix stuff. Hopefully, you've got grades on all of this. Everything's turned in. You've got a submitted date. Last week we had solving rational equations, and we're down to the test. We are done with this module this week. This will wrap it up. Module 6, the rational equations exam. We'll take a look at it together here, but we do not have a lesson. We are down here. Well, the instructions, we'll see what the instructions say. They usually just have like a summary of everything. Yeah, here's the 4 lessons that we looked at. This is the lesson summaries that's in each of those lessons. So if you want to go back and review those lesson summaries or print these out to use as notes, because remember, you can use all your notes on my tests, but there are the 4 lesson summaries and the quiz. Let's look at the exam right here. Rational equations. Simplify. Doesn't say to solve this because there's not an equal sign. We don't know what it equals. This is just simplify. Simplify this one. Identify restrictions on the domain. What is X not allowed to be? Where's the discontinuity and the 0? So somewhere there's a hole and somewhere it crosses the x-axis. There is the equation that you're solving. What are the vertical asymptotes of this equation? Solve for x. So here's one solving like we did last week's. Oh, here's one we have to actually, 2 of them that we actually have to type some. So there's only 8 questions. Very, very short test this week. Very, very short. Very, very short. 2 questions. Identify the asymptotes in 0. Show all work. Show your work here as well. Aquarium has 6 fewer yellow fish than green fish, and 40% of them are yellow. So how many green fish are there in the aquarium? So there are 2 of the 8, and they're worth more points. They're 10 points each, where these are just 5-point questions. So this is a 50-point test. And these 2 show your work. Let me remind you, the show your work is to your advantage. It's more work for me because I got to look to see if you did the work right. But if it's worth 10 points and it's just give me the answer and you give me the answer and it's wrong, you get 0 out of 10 points. But if I look through here and it's like, okay, that's right. How'd they get the wrong answer? Oh, they forgot a negative or something. Okay, maybe you get 9 out of 10 points. Or if you made a little bigger mistake, maybe you get 8 out of 10 points. Maybe if you really kind of blew it, but you had some of it right, okay, well, I'll at least give you 4 or 5, maybe 6 points, just depending on how much you had right. But all of that is better than 0 points. So if you just give me an answer, 0 points if it's wrong. If it's right, if you didn't show the work, I can't give you all 10 points either because it says show your work. That's part of the problem when it says that. So you can just give me the right answer. It's like, okay, well, I'll give you like half the points because you had the answer right, but I don't know how you got there. Did somebody else do the problem for you? Did you got a friend in the class? You said, hey, would you get on number 7? I don't know. Show me your work. Get it done in there. But it's all about what we've been looking at the last few weeks and simplifying, finding holes, finding vertical asymptotes, and solving these rational equations. And so we're done with this unit. We'll move on to something else next week. By the way, next week we got Atlas testing coming up, and I know several of you are involved in the Atlas testing. Some of you may not be Atlas testing, but it's going to interrupt with our class schedule for the next couple of weeks. I don't think it's going to be a problem next week because Atlas testing doesn't start till Tuesday. But be aware your teachers be sending out messages over the next couple of weeks of schedule changes and different issues like that. The biggest thing is our virtual lab. If you like coming in and getting work in person, this Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and next Thursday, Friday, because Atlas testing will be next Wednesday. So we'll be able. Those 5 days are like the last days we're going to have lab because there's all this Atlas makeup testing on weeks past that that's going to use up our virtual lab. So it's going to be hard to get into the virtual lab after next week. So if you need help, like to come in, get caught up in any of your classes this week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, next week, just Thursday, Friday because of Atlas testing. So Atlas testing is going on for a couple of weeks. Even when you guys are Atlas testing, the junior high classes are doing some Atlas testing the week after next. So that's taking up our virtual lab space as well. So just wanted to get that out there, let you guys be aware of that. We may have some a week or two in there where you just have a video to watch for class, that we're not doing it live. I don't know yet. I'll find out more as we get further into the Atlas testing, what days we actually can have class and which ones I may just give you a video to let you know what's going on. So, all right, guys, I won't keep you. This week is a test. You don't have to do the test this instant. It's due this Sunday, just like all of our other stuff. So get your test done this week. If you're behind or anything, it's a good time to get caught up because we're not piling a bunch of stuff on you this week. Just 8 question tests. That's not bad. Guys, have a good week. Let me know if you need anything. Hang around if you got questions.